Alright, what's up, people? This your boy One Hus Lady, which is formerly known as Mike P1981. I know this is a video game channel, but I want to put my 2 cents towards the NBA Finals. Not the NBA Finals, but the NBA playoffs. The NBA Finals is like June the 6th, which is like right at the corner. But I want to put my 2 cents towards the NBA playoffs. And so far, you got all these competitive teams that's in the force of winning the finals, no matter what. Personally, I hope the Miami Heat would just win the finals automatically, or the Oklahoma Thunders. But last year was hectic. I thought that the Oklahoma Thunder was going to take the lead. They was going to win this automatically because it seems like when you look at the highlights of the team, the Oklahoma Thunders, you had James Harden, which is a pretty good player anyway. James Harden is just like aggressive in the court, concerning him making threes, concerning him making different assists, concerning him making agility plays. Based on what I saw when I looked at the highlights of the Oklahoma Thunder, I was just so applied to what I saw. I was like, man, Miami Heat might not win this. They might not win this finals because it seems like when you go against that team, it seems like you should be afraid of going against them because they will destroy you immediately. But unfortunately, the Heat won, which I'm pretty happy about because the Heat is one of my favorite teams. Me personally, I hope the Miami Heat will win this. But the first thing we'll go into is the Knicks and the Boston. I looked at the highlights last night actually, because I didn't never get to see it because I was at work. But Knicks and the Boston. When I looked at the gameplay, when I looked at plays of the Knicks, I was just like, wow, they was so intense. Especially J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith was just dunking on different opponents. Melo was making so many threes to the point where he was just killing the shots automatically. I'm a fan of the New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics, and it's very aggressive. The Boston this year is not doing pretty good. They're doing good. They in the playoff. They in the finals. They in the playoffs. Thank God. But overall, concerning them going against the Knicks, concerning the highlights from last night, I feel like they wasn't hungry enough to want to go against the Knicks. So hey, the Knicks may take this game. They may take it to another level, another storm. So far, Carmelo Anthony is one of my favorite players. He makes like so many threes. But Paul Pierce, I hate to say this, but Paul Pierce is lazy in defense. He has no intention to defend other players. I just don't feel like Boston may take this game, may take this lead, but who knows? I hope the Knicks will win this. I want Boston to win, but based on their performance, I don't think they're gonna make it. That's my personal opinion. I'm not gonna shove it in your throat to believe that the Knicks may win this game, but that's my personal opinion. The second thing I'm gonna go into is Chicago and Brooklyn, which is owned by Jay-Z. Chicago and the Bulls and the Nets is like a competitive team going force at each other. But so far Chicago is a good team. Without Derrick Rose, the team is not going to make it without Derrick Rose because Derrick Rose has that ability, has that agility to just compete against any component. When you go against him, you're going to be absolutely destroyed. You're going to be determined by him because of his speed and his agility to just maneuver against you. He makes so many threes. He dunk against different opponents based on his performance. But so far, Derrick Rose is injured because of his ligament, and he's been out for like a year. And I'm not too happy about that. He's been out for a year. He should be out for now. He should be in court by now, but he has that mental illness to the point where he's so afraid to play because of his injury. He's been out for a year. If he came back surprisingly, then the fans would just go out like automatically crazy, just automatically insane. And when he comes back, he's gonna take the team to another level, to another storm. If Derrick Rose came back, I would have said that the Bulls would take the playoffs, but since he's out, I think the Brooklyn Nets will make it. They're gonna make the playoffs. They're gonna beat against the Chicago. I believe Brooklyn's gonna beat them automatically. Okay, Brooklyn. I looked at the highlights from last night. Brooklyn against the Chicago, and so far, Brooklyn has that type of decency of different plays to maneuver against different opponents against the Bulls. Um, I can't say anything too much about it, but so far it's a good team. I'm not really a big fan of the Nets, but overall I think the Nets is going to win this hands down. Another thing I'm gonna go into is the Oklahoma and the Houston. Oklahoma and Houston. Oklahoma Thunder, hands down, is going to win this no matter what. James Harden is a good player, but he got traded. Jeremy Lin last year was a good player. He made so many shots. At first, he wasn't. He was cut. I heard he was being cut from different teams, but overall, when it came to play for the New York Knicks, he became so popular to the point where everybody know him. Everybody know his agility to just make different shots. He's like MJ. MJ was cut off from the basketball league when he was in high school, but when he came to the NBA, he made so many like rings. He made so many shots. He became famous. He became popular. He like won 6 championships, 6 finals. I think it was more than that, but he made like 6. He won like 6 finals out of all the NBA team. Overall, like the Bulls, hands down, was just like one of my favorite teams, no matter what, because of Michael Jordan. But overall, the Oklahoma Thunder is gonna win this hands down because Oklahoma Thunder has that aggressiveness, has that agility to scare you because that team is just aggressive based on their performance. You can tell by their performance. Like if you compete against them, you're gonna automatically be shook automatically. But overall, I think the Thunder is gonna win this. They're gonna win the playoff. They're gonna win the playoffs so far. But what else? The LA Clippers and the Memphis Grizzlies. I looked at the highlights last night. So far, I'm liking what I saw. Blake Griffin this year was a good year for him. He dunked on different opponents. He maneuvered different opponents. I believe he had like 13 points from last night. What I'm looking at the app right now from my iPad, you have Chris Paul that had 23 points. What I like about Chris Paul is that he likes to manipulate you through different plays, and when it comes to him manipulating you through different plays, it'll make you feel like you should be scared of him. You should be scared of him going against you because if you go against him, he will destroy you automatically. Same thing with Blake Griffin. But Crawford, on the other hand, he made like a biggest 3. The opponent was just right on his face, and he still made the 3. No matter what it was, he just made the 3. I believe he was traded to the Bulls, but he got traded. But overall, I want the LA Clippers to win this, and I believe the LA Clippers are gonna win the playoffs. So far, what else? The Denver and the Golden Warriors, Denver Nuggets. When I looked at the the highlights from last night, I was just like, wow. This both teams are competitive, but one team is very competitive, is very hungry on the court. McGee, when I looked at the highlights from last night, McGee was just like, wow. McGee was just destroying these players, was just destroying their necks when he was just dunking on different opponents. But Denver Nuggets, from my opinion, I believe is gonna win this. They're gonna win the playoffs. But what else? You have the LA Lakers versus the San Antonio Spurs. I cannot stand the Lakers. Straight up, I cannot stand them. I hate the Lakers. I can't stand their motives, especially Kobe Bryant. Ever since Kobe Bryant and Shaq got split up, ever since he couldn't get along with Shaq, I used to be a fan of the Lakers, but until they split up, until um, Shaq got traded to the Miami Heat, and he retired after that. But I hope the Spurs will take this because the Spurs, for my personal opinion, the Spurs is just like a progressive team. When I first looked at their plays, when I first looked at the highlights of the game against the Spurs or against the Spurs, so far, the Spurs has that agility where they will destroy you. They will destroy you automatically because if it feels like when you watch them play, it feels like their performance is just like hungry on the court. Like when you go against them, it's just like it's monstrous. Really, they will destroy you. It's like you're going to be scared no matter what. You're gonna be scared competing against that team, which is the Spurs. But hopefully the Spurs will win this. But what else? Uh, Indiana Pacers and the Atlanta Hawks. I can't say too much about it, but hopefully, I don't know if Atlanta may win this. I can't say too much about it, personally. But what else? The Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks. And so far, Miami Heat is gonna win this. Is gonna win the playoff, no doubt about it. They're gonna win it. Milwaukee Bucks is a good team, but with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, them combining together as one, they're gonna win this because of the three players that's more great, that's more aggressive, that's more abound to just be hungry on the court. LeBron James, I like the way he uses his agility, speed to just maneuver different um, opponents. And so far, the Miami Heat would definitely win this no matter what. They're gonna definitely win this game. I feel like they're gonna win this finals again, or the Oklahoma Thunders. But this is my opinion and my thoughts on the NBA playoffs and the finals, which is coming June the 6th. But yeah, tell me what you think about this video. Subscribe to this channel. Give it a like. I know it's gonna be some people that's gonna dislike this video, so what? I don't care. But this is my opinion. This is not based on my opinion to just force it on you. If you believe that the Miami Heat is not gonna make it to the finals, then that's you. But tell me what you think about this video, and I'm out. Salute.